One of the greatest Gaelic footballers of all time, Colm Cooper, has announced his Intercounty retirement. The 33-year-old made his debut for Kerry back in 2002. He would go on to become an iconic figure. Our Gaelic Games correspondent Marty Morrissey looks back on the glittering career of the great Gooch.
What is it about Colm "Gooch" Cooper that made him so special? We first caught a glimpse of Colm when he was just 8 years of age, in 1992, when he was the Dr. Crokes mascot, as the Killarney club won their very first All-Ireland club title. We got a better look at him 5 years later, in 1997, at a club training session, when he was pointed out to RTE as a future star. In 2002, at just 19 years of age, Colm Cooper exploded onto the Intercounty stage.
And it's Colm Cooper who's put it in.
And he never stopped scoring goals for the next 15 years, when he was simply untouchable.
Towards Cooper, what a lovely catch.
His first All-Ireland came in 2004 and racked up 3 more in 06, 07 and 09. Opponents, both players and managers, complimented and honoured him today.
He's been, I suppose, one of the most skillful, talented, unique players that has worn the Kerry jersey and indeed graced the football fields of GAA.
I think the Gooch announcing retirement is greeted with a lot of joy in Mayo, because he's one man that has broke our hearts over the years. He's probably one of the greatest footballers of his generation, and I think in time to come he'll be one of the greatest of all time.
In February 2014, he suffered a serious knee injury in an All-Ireland club semi-final. It was feared he would never play again.
Football means so much to you and things like that, you know, so it was difficult.
He returned, of course, to win his 5th All-Ireland, even though the knee injury restricted his involvement. Perhaps his greatest glory came last month when he guided his club, Dr. Crokes, to win their 2nd All-Ireland club title.
And wouldn't you know it, it's Colm Cooper who's got it.
A victory that convinced him it was time to call it a day. He leaves the Intercounty stage after 85 championship games as Kerry's all-time leading scorer, a once-in-a-generation talent, like all the greats, remembered by just one name, the Gooch. Marty Morrissey, RT News.
So after 8 All-Stars, Colm Cooper calls time in his Intercounty career. For more on this, let's go live to Tralee, where his former teammate Mark O'Shea is standing by. Good evening to you, Mark. You marked him in training. What made him so special?
Hi, Eamon. He was an incredible footballer, Eamon. You know, he had both feet, he was strong, he had great balance, and he was brave, and he could win a ball over his head. And every night I marked him here in training in Killarney, it was always a tough night. And if you would see the Gooch coming into you, you knew you were in for a long night. And there was some nights he might kick a goal and 3 or 4 points, and you'd be going home and you wouldn't sleep the night after him. You know, he was that good. He terrorised defenders, and an incredible player to play with. And he's the reason that we won what we did, and you know, the years that we had with him, you always knew when the ball went into the Gooch that he was going to do the right thing with the ball. An incredible footballer. And a real team player as well, by all accounts, Mark. He was an incredible team player, Eamon. Even as far back as even in 2014, Eamon, I remember when we were playing Donegal in the final, and Gooch probably felt that he wasn't going to be playing the following day. And I remember I was marking McFadden the following day and worried about it, and watching a few video clips of him. And I remember the Gooch taking the time to sit down with me and go through the video clips. And I always remembered him for that, because it just showed the ultimate team player that he was, and he was helping me look at the way he kicked the ball and all of that. And you know, he was an incredible guy. And what I loved about him as well is it wasn't all about kicking points and kicking the goals. He was very good for bringing other players into the game. In 2013 in particular, when Eamon moved him out to centre forward, you know, the clip against Dublin where he dummy soloed to make more space for himself and kicked a beautiful ball into Donncha Walsh, who passed it to James O'Donoghue for the goal. So, you know, players like this don't come along too often. You had the great Mikey Sheehy and Maurice Fitzgerald, but for me, I think the Gooch has just been an incredible footballer, and for me, he's the greatest footballer that I've ever seen play the game. OK, Mark O'Shea, 5-time All-Ireland winner with Kerry. Thank you very much for that. Now, as you may have seen earlier in